Welcome to Don't Jump, the podcast about surviving workplace nightmares. I'm Simone.
And I'm Sam. Every week we dig into the internet's wildest job stories because honestly, sometimes you just need the will to live.
And sometimes you just need to laugh so you don't cry.
So grab your coffee, ignore your boss's emails, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to Don't Jump. We're very excited to be here.
Yeah, we just ate a sugar. We just ate a sour belt.
I'm cracked the fuck up.
Yeah, I know, bitch.
But maybe it's like, new year, new me.
New drugs.
New drugs, new energy. When is it officially too late to say Happy New Year?
It's January 2nd, 2 weeks ago.
Are you serious?
Yes, the New Year is here.
I don't feel that way, but I also still have my Christmas tree up.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
I want to keep my lights, Christmas tree decoration until Valentine's Day.
But then you don't get to decorate for Valentine's Day.
No. I mean, well, because Valentine's Day, this is taking a left. I just don't think it's that serious.
You don't decorate for Valentine's Day?
No, I don't take every holiday seriously.
Okay.
But Christmas is very serious. I think also just like coming into the new year, the slowness of it, I get to breathe. It's a very special time for me. And then I get sad when it's over. So,
Okay.
yeah. So for me, I'm still saying Happy New Year until February, and that's okay if that's a little insane for you.
And for me, I'm saying don't forget to get me a Valentine's Day present, Brian.
Okay, real. I'm curious though, because we're still in the thick of January. I did my 2025 performance review,
Nice.
but we haven't set time to like review it yet. That still happens during Q1. So in the workplace, we're still top of Q1, still trying to figure out what our goals for the year in totality are going to be. So it still feels fresh and new.
Okay.
I know that you just started this new role,
I did.
so you didn't necessarily have to like do annual planning, right?
Thank God.
You didn't, right?
Thank God. Yeah, no. No.
So I guess it's like fair to say when you do those reviews, you're not feeling like inspired to set some goals and like figure out what the quarter is going to be. And it's not job specific, but sometimes that just feels stale.
It does.
Yeah. You've never like enjoyed it or tried to stick to.
No, the only time that I think I have actually put effort into goal setting are the times when I was expecting to get a raise. And the raises never actually came. That said, I am for the first time really excited to set goals at my new job because I love this job. Pigs are flying,
I
the
love
sky is
that.
purple. I love a job. It's
No.
who thought it would happen?
No.
But I'm really excited to set goals just because I think that goal setting is important specifically for not just like setting the goals for your company, but for setting expectations for yourself, for setting expectations with your manager, for starting to figure out that roadmap of what your career is going to do over the course of the year.
Yeah. Look at you drinking the corporate Kool-Aid.
Hey.
I think that goes into our first Reddit story.
Okay.
I'm happy that you feel energized in this new role,
Mhm.
but this poster is talking about like being at a certain place, feeling kind of stuck after a decade of goal setting. And
Okay.
I think that's fair, but
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to your take on it.
I will have a thought.
Okay,
Maybe.
you will have a thought. So, through the R Experience Devs thread, Temple Bar is overrated, says, after more than a decade, I'm getting tired of the yearly growth goals that I'm supposed to be setting for myself and achieving for myself. Anyone else on the same boat? They go on to say, I've been working for almost 15 years at a software developer company in various different capacities. I love setting growth goals and pushing myself to keep improving, even when there was little applicability for it in that role. Somewhere along the road, I did complete a 180 and trying to learn new things just in case. This week, I have my bi-yearly performance evaluation, and I realized that I sincerely do not care for any of the goals that I had to set for myself this year. After all this time, I found that I can learn things on the job when I need to and not try to keep setting the newest, techiest goals. There's no valid use case for them. We're still on .NET framework for the vast majority, currently migrating a few select services to .NET 8. So that sounds techie and I don't know what that means. Am I the only one who thinks of goals like this, or is it a personal issue? What are your thoughts on that?
What like they said what their goal thing was at the beginning, but I forgot what it was.
Okay. No, he's just like complaining
Can
that
you can you some can you TLDR for me? What is his issue with goals? That he has to do them
that
every
he has
year?
to do it. Like his issue is that he has to do it. But essentially, this person is saying they're sick of setting growth goals and pushing to keep themselves accountable to those goals when ultimately they don't really matter. And at the
Mm,
end of the day, they can just figure it out on the job, whatever
mhm.
it is that they need to be executing on.
Hmm. I mean, I think that is 100% fair. I don't understand 90% of what OP said in that message because I am not
No,
an
because I can't
engineer.
read.
No, it's because I'm not an engineer. He's posting this, or they're posting this in the our experienced devs thread. Clearly, they're speaking to their peers who work
Hmm.
in this industry, whatever. But ultimately, I think what it ladders up to is that OP does not doing the corporate song and dance, and that is relatable to both of our fields as well. We do the corporate song and dance. Hey, you want us to tell you about all the KPIs we hit this year? We hit all the KPIs. Oh, what actually happened because of that? Well, nothing. But we hit the KPIs, so we hit
Absolutely.
your goal, you know? And there is something that I think is just inherently soul crushing about having to do a little jig, for your corporation as part of your job because it's like, I'm doing my job, the work is done.
Yeah,
Your shareholders are getting value, but not only do I have to like put money into your pockets and your shareholders' pockets through my labor, but I also have to sing a song to you while I do it to make you feel good about it. That's
absolutely.
fucking stupid.
I think most of this thread agrees with you.
Hmm.
Chat under this thread says the company instituted a process where we had to fill out a plan for our goals and submit it to our managers. I played the game. I did it. Everyone on my team did it. I met my goals, and not one person on my team received a promotion. Everyone on our partner team received promotions. None of them followed the process or submitted a plan. So a lot of this is just like the corporate game that you
Hmm.
have to do. And there's so many similar frustrations. I think it is interesting to see like engineers going through this
Yep.
because it just feels like this kinship where no matter what industry you're in, you have to like set these arbitrary, like not real goals. This is not real. These goals are not real.
They're not. And the hope or maybe the despair that I can give to OP in the world is that there is a reckoning coming. That reckoning will either be robots taking all of our jobs and we all have to eat dirt and worms, or that reckoning will be an improvement in the workplace because we're starting to have these discussions.
Another commenter, Electrical Ask 847, says, never share your thoughts about this to the company. I mentioned something like this to my manager, and they gave me a does not meet expectations on communication and cited saying this as the reason.
They said, fuck your opinion. If we wanted your opinion, we'd fucking ask for it, and we don't.
Yeah,
Dumb
it's like,
fuck.
just spend an hour and come up with some garbage that you can mark as done. I think that is so
Do
real.
you know what writing goals feels like to me in
What?
previous roles?
Yeah.
It feels like taking the SATs because it's like, hey, we need you to set your goals, and you need 3 SMART goals and then 3 personal goals. And the SMART goals should ladder up to the company
Mhm.
mission, and the personal goals should ladder up to your job description. And it's like you look at the company goals, you go, all right, company goal, spread joy to the world. I will make sure that the clients are happy
I know.
by giving them my personal number in setting up focus
I
modes to
know.
where their notifications always come in, laddering up to the company's it's like
Who
I'm
who cares?
it's coming
I know.
out the ass.
It's like nobody cares, and we all know that nobody cares, but you still have to pretend you care. You know what it feels like to me? It
Mm.
feels like fan fiction. It
Ooh,
feels like
but less cocks.
it's like fan fiction you're reading.
Fan fiction has cocks and dicks and veins and
I mean, like,
vampires.
not always, but it just feels
Fair.
like, at some point these goals stop being inspiring or
Mm,
even actionable, but
mhm.
just you're just, like, in a pretend world. It's like
You're playing The
yeah,
Sims.
you're, like, making things up, and at some point in the year, nobody really even
Gives
cares.
a fuck.
Never in September has somebody referenced, like, a goal.
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky.
You referenced those goals?
Yeah, like, so and so had a goal of selling 4 million by, now, and how have you helped so and so meet this goal? Because as so and so's partner, it seems like they haven't been getting the support they really, I don't fucking know. It's so and so's goal.
Yeah, that was so and so's goal. That was not
And
my
so
goal.
should have said 1 million or 500K. I don't know why you said 4.
I mean, to that point,
Mhm.
when you're setting those goals, please don't ever set a goal that is like hard to achieve
Mhm.
in that way. Set goals within the dimension of the world that you're living in, within what you signed a contract for. Like, my goal is to respond to clients.
Done.
That's the job that you were hired to do.
I learned that early in my career. I used to set goals that were like contribute to winning X deals. Now I put take X meetings
Oh,
in
okay.
support of potentially winning
You know,
a deal.
I do feel like, okay, at the end of the day, you still have to you have to do it. You have to write these goals, and you have to have those check-ins with your manager talking about those goals. What happens if you feel like I just don't have the will at all to play this game? What does that look like? How do you like pull in deep within your soul to find the will to play the game? Because it is hard. It is hard to find a fuck to give.
You write a budget and you look at my rate is how much?
And you go from there.
Yeah.
Real. So this next post, OP is having a real time summoning up the will to live. So under the data science thread,
Mhm.
Childish Nemo says, I have lost all interest in my job and have to come up with defined career goals to go over with my manager. Please help me. I don't know if it's post pandemic related depression or just the disillusionment with the field of data science, but I've lately felt very bored at my job as a data scientist at a mid sized company. I work in support sales and build models that identify potential sales leads, and it gets quite boring, to be honest. The newfound apathy is coming at a really bad time for me because it's time for goal setting. At my company, we have to come up with 3 to 5 personal goals and 3 to 5 career development goals that we hope to achieve in the coming year. It's not just a bullshit exercise. These goals form the basis of each meeting with managers that you have to come up with metrics and benchmarks to evaluate them against as the year goes on. If your goal is to get better at QL, your benchmark might be to get a core certification. Or if your goal is to get better at networking, the benchmark might be to attend a number of conferences to set up with people throughout the company or one-on-ones, etc. So the goals can't be random. You have to commit to doing them and come up with a clear way to show that commitment. I'm completely drawing a blank when it comes to goals. I guess I'm just not motivated. What are some goals that you think would be appropriate for an early career data scientist? Or better yet, what are some goals that'll make me passionate about the job again? So sweet. Like
My
they
heart is
care.
breaking.
Like they care.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I feel like the fact that they're asking for a way to become passionate about the job again shows that they are still passionate about the job. They are possibly just, it doesn't even sound like they're burnt out, maybe just exhausted by all the things that were going on at this time. Like, when was this posted?
This is like
Peak.
COVID. This is
Okay.
COVID. This is like 4 years ago.
During COVID, I don't know OP's like gender, ethnicity, all of that. But like, not only were you dealing with a global pandemic, there was George Floyd.
Oh,
If you knew nurses, there was like watching what they were going through trying to battle this. Depending on where you lived and how your state and your city was reacting to COVID, you either had to like fight to not be assaulted for wearing a mask in public, or, like there were just so many things happening at the time that I think made it very, very hard to have passion for anything other than curling up underneath a blanket with an edible and a book, you know?
absolutely. I think it's situational. I also, I wonder if setting goals that your company keeps you accountable to is like a good thing. And I feel like it's a great thing. I actually would love to set goals if we are doing like an all hands on deck type of situation
Mhm,
where you're also helping me achieve them because I would be more intentional about setting them. I
mhm.
I like that
I do like that.
this
I like
company uh-huh.
specifically that OP said when you have meetings with your manager throughout the year, you have to talk about those goals. It does seem kind of stringent in the fact that you're supposed to come prepared with how you've been meeting those goals. Like, it definitely would increase the efficacy of hitting your goals, but it would also probably increase the amount of bullshit.
And put the onus on you to, like, figure out the pathway. I think, um, that structure isn't inherently problematic, but I think it should also be tied with how can the manager support you, and then
Mhm.
the manager taking it upon themselves to help you achieve those goals instead
Yes.
of, like, saying, "Do it. Have you done it? If you haven't done it, you're in trouble."
Mhm.
Like, what networking events do you think would be good for me to, you know, put myself out there? What types of courses have you heard are beneficial for other data scientists? And, like, it be more of a, like, a working relationship instead of more work. That's cool, commented. Have you considered trying to solve your boredom problem with these goals? Some things that come to mind. One, expand scope and impact of your role.
Mhm.
There's depth opportunity to do more effective data management, tie your models more closely to your business value, support new teams. For example, marketing as well as sales, or just be more visible to the execs. Two, automate day to day tasks. Typically, when I'm bored, it's because my work is repetitive. Automate it and build a stronger engineering skill in the process. Or three, transition. If you're really bored, try and think of a different type of role. Say, hey, I'm happy here for now, but my plan in 18 months is to become X, Y, and Z. I want to build my skills into those areas. For the record, this goal setting process is likely in place for a specific reason of identifying the employee and their apathy. So just give your boss a heads up before putting any of that in writing if it's too wild. I think that's a good point.
Excellent point.
Am I am I naive to feel like the company like cares about people here?
I feel like it's hard to make that judgment call without much more information because
Hmm.
this could have just been a very good idea from one person that made its way into their goal setting process.
Yeah. Someone it seems like most of this thread is like, "Sister girl, you're burnt out. You just need to take a week off of data science subreddit, data science blogs, and stop thinking about data science.
That's
Just
fair.
take a non-data science week where you sit your ass down and play video games or something."
Mhm.
And you know what? In those moments, OP might come up with, like, actual goals because he or she is able to step away from the severity of it and,
Yeah.
like, touch some grass,
Mhm.
and then those revelations will come to you.
I usually have my best thoughts and ideas in the shower while I'm doing yoga or when I'm
Mhm.
out on a walk because those are the only times that I stop checking my to-do list every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Looking at you with your to-do list.
I know my to-do list is 141 pages.
41 pages in a Google Doc.
It's so long, it never stops.
But when I take those moments to allow my brain to fully shut down, that's when my subconscious kicks in and starts working on those problems, and that's usually when I find solutions to problems or have
Absolutely.
good ideas.
Yeah, I need to meditate.
Listen.
Yeah, and step away
Mhm.
and recenter.
Mm.
Okay, I really don't know how to transition into the next story.
Next!
Okay, next! Under the career guidance thread, a lot of people are asking just that similar question. How do we set these goals? How do we keep ourselves accountable?
Mhm.
And, like, outside of why do we have to do it? Literally how? Like, how do I sit down and do it? So, Janine, under the career guidance thread, asks, how do you set professional development goals if you're comfortable with your current role and responsibility? Which I thought was an interesting take because
Mhm.
they're literally admitting, like, I'm not trying to get better. So, which is like real. Janine goes on to say, the role I'm in is fine, but I don't have the desire to extend myself professionally. My life outside of work is one that rewards me, and I know that growing professionally in my workplace is seen as wanting additional responsibilities. I work well and succeed in delivering projects that make the company money, but at the end of the day, I just want to pack up and go home after having a successful day in my current role. So real.
Very real.
That was basically it, like, that's the gist of it, and I think, it comes back to just, like, the corporate drive of it. It sucks.
It does suck.
You could be so good at your job, but it's
Mhm.
never really, like, just your job. It's your job asterisk the corporate song and dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like what OP has to do is write goals that all ladder back to being even better than I already am at my job currently, right? Because if
Yeah.
OP writes anything that sounds remotely aspirational and someone takes that as, oh, they're ready to be promoted or be shifted into a new role, it's like, that's not what I wanted. I was just trying to fulfill your ask by writing these random ass goals. So
Yeah.
it's like you got to get really specific when you write your goals to make sure that nothing can be taken as I want more work. You know?
Absolutely. So one of the commenters, Noom 2005 says, I set goals with my current tasks. Complete budget successfully X, Y, and Z. I do the budget every year, so it's just a regular task. So no one ever says anything. Someone else says, same, my current company is actually the first I've worked for that acknowledges that some people don't have professional aspirations within the company. Never heard of that.
Wow.
I
They
never heard of
are
that.
self aware.
I know. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
I also think an actionable piece of advice that I have done in the past is if I want to better my public speaking skills for my life, not
Mhm.
necessarily for the job, I
Mhm.
will say, I want to lead X amount of meetings, or I'm curious about this certificate. It can fall under the relevancy of work, but really it's because I'm interested about learning this trend.
Mhm.
So it's not really work related, it's to better myself. I do my separate annual planning for my life. And if I have to do annual planning for a job, I can figure out where there's an intersection between both. So at least it feels productive. And if I actually do complete them, then I can speak to that in my one-on-one with my manager, and it's more of a plus because most places won't hold you to these arbitrary goals anyway.
Bitch, are you a life coach?
I am like wise beyond my years.
That's a genius hack
I'm so
because
smart.
it also scratches that itch that I feel like we all get at the beginning of the year of like New Year's resolutions. How am I going to improve myself? So when we
Yeah,
take those things and put them together, it's like, oh, this isn't for my job. This is like for me, for my life.
absolutely. So, Wimpy Zombie under this thread also says, I struggle with this as well. I really don't like my career field or specific job, although I do really like the company I work for. The only reason I have any interest in advancing my career would be strictly to increase my salary because I could use the money. My company wants me to complete my bachelor's and they would pay for it, but I just can't motivate myself to do it because I really don't find business management classes appealing and they tend to be more boring than watching paint dry. It would take me at least 4 years going part-time to complete the degree, and then I'll be over 60. What's motherfucker say?
What the fuck? Oh god. Okay, I had 2 completely separate thought lines because when that person said they're gonna pay for me to get my bachelor's, I thought, "Fucking do it. It's a free degree. Unless you're planning on quitting the job soon, just do it, get the free degree and then have the degree, but if you're almost 60, you're gonna retire."
I totally understand his apathy here
Yeah.
because what the fuck?
Retire.
Okay, he goes on to say, I know, in quotes, you'll be 60, whether you finish the degree or not, but I really can't motivate myself past the idea of spending all my free time studying a subject I just can't get any interest in or from.
I mean, that's fair because also, again, if you're 60, you're close to retirement. What the fuck is the degree gonna do for you?
I know.
Hopefully you have enough in retirement to retire. But if you were 20, 30, it's like, okay, well, I can get the degree in 4 years and then quit and go somewhere else. Thanks for the degree, bro. You know?
Yeah, and I think it just kind of rolls up to ultimately
Hmm.
your professional goals and your personal goals, there needs to be an alignment. If
Yes.
you literally do not want your bachelor's degree because you're about to retire and it doesn't make sense, then don't write that down and don't do it.
Hello.
But if it makes sense and it's something that you want to achieve for your life and your future, then do it. But if your future looks like playing golf on Wednesday at noon because you're retired, what the fuck does an engineering degree have to do with that?
Or a
Like, live
business
your life.
administration
It
degree.
doesn't matter.
Mm.
Doesn't matter. And that's what I have to say about that.
Fair. Simone,
Yes.
thank you very much for all of those, juicy goal setting stories.
You got it.
I actually have something else juicy for you.
What?
A new segment.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it should be called Juicy Time with Flint's Mints. These are Flint's Mints. Cheers.
so cute.
Cheers. There's a plant called the spalampes. That's the active ingredient, if you will, but it's all natural. And it's also known as the buzz button. The spilanthy stimulates your saliva.
Mhm.
And what that does is it gets rid of dry mouth. So, especially since we've been talking so much,
So helpful.
your mouth should feel lubricated.
Mhm.
It's great. Okay. So, the story I have for you today, Simone, is a story as old as time when it comes to gossip that is created for no reason rather than gossip that exists. Not that gossip ever has a reason, but sometimes gossip just happens. But this is definitely a situation where gossip is being created for no reason.
Okay.
So, user Fruitaloo in R2X chromosome says, new guy at work is trying to belittle and dominate me on his second day. Yeah, what do I do? So I, 24 female, have been working at this company for 3 months. For all that time, it's just been me and my boss on our team. Yesterday, however, a new member joined us, 25 male, making us a team of three. I was super excited he was joining us because I love to see our little team grow, and we have way too much work coming in to manage just the two of us. I'm at the junior level, my boss is senior, and this new guy is midweight. I've been fine with my new junior level because I've never had any office experience. But the new guy is only a year older than me. We graduated in the same year. He does have a couple more months' experience than me, but I do have a much more relevant degree than him and experience in other things. He even joked on our first that it looked like I had more experience. I would have been more okay with this had he not arranged today on his second day to have a meeting with me. I thought, oh, that's nice. I could tell him more about the company, our clients, and my experience. But he made it into a goal setting chat. And he was seriously patronizing me throughout the whole thing. And I know my boss didn't ask him to do this. She was ill today, and I actually had my official goal chat with her last week. So he did this completely on his own accord. Bearing that in mind, before he came, I basically had to work out everything by myself because my boss is largely absent and isn't technical. I feel horribly sad and angry at the moment that I just sat through a pissing contest with him. Where do I go from here? Benefit of the doubt, I thought he might be amping the confidence up on his first week to leave an impression. But I don't feel right if this continues.
That is so juicy
I know.
in the way where, like, we need to start beating men.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, some things aren't gendered, but that is gendered because we're not about to have a pissing contest when I'm here. You're the new guy. This is your, she said, second day.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be kidding me. Now, how about we set goals? The goal is get the fuck out my face.
Uh huh.
I like that goal.
I love that goal. I just can't imagine on my second day of work, even if I'm coming in as like someone's supervisor, having a goal setting check. You know what I did on my last second day of work? Took a nap. You know what I did on my last second day of work before that? Probably took a nap. You know what I did on my last second day of work before that?
Can I guess?
You took a nap.
No, that is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Hmm.
I think like our goal, our collective goal,
Yes.
again, I repeat, is to start beating men.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very juicy opinion on the situation. I would absolutely love to know what you would actually do if this was you in the situation and you can't beat him.
If I'm being
Hmm.
honest, I probably would in a casual way in my next one-on-one
Hmm.
because it sounds like OP and their boss at least have a cordial working relationship because they already had their official goal setting meeting.
Uh-huh.
Mention like, do you know Dale came in here and tried to set goals? I'm unsure if he's fully aware of the structure of the company or how our official goal setting structure is. You might want to have a conversation with him and like casually bring it up in a way that doesn't have to like escalate to HR, but I definitely would not let that slide.
Hmm.
I would let somebody know what Dale tried to do because we not finna play that game. No, no, no.
Maybe this is how gossip starts. I would personally go around to the entire office, both the other person on our team and then everyone else. I'd make some shit up about Dale.
No, no, I would not do that. It sounds like Dale is a real character. So
Hmm.
I think that he'll find a way to piss other people off in the office
Yep,
in due time.
100%.
Sans rumor.
And we got an update from OP. It seems like things are more or less okay on OP's end in the sense that they feel good about where they're at. They say, so blown away by all the responses. I recommend anyone that has stumbled across this post to go through the comments. We'll link the post down below. There is so much valuable advice and information about working with someone like this and working as a woman in general. As for me, my boss is ill again today, but I booked in a one-to-one with her tomorrow, so I'll keep you all updated. It also turns out you all know this man. All of your predictions are coming true. Stealing my ideas, leaving me with all the bad tasks. Such a shame. This is so common.
So they're
Oh,
saying he's a prototype.
yeah,
This is a type of person in the
100%.
workplace. Yeah.
Mm. That was pretty juicy. Well, I am very grateful today that we had these flints mints to keep our mouths moist. That was a bit of a lengthy post to read, so I'm going to eat another one. But thank you, Flints Mints, for sponsoring this segment. And Simone, anything else you want to say about just like goal setting in general or anything like that?
My goal is to eat more Flint's mints.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers!
This has been Don't Jump Podcast. Sam here.
And Simone, follow the show, send us your workplace horror stories, and remember,
We're all just doing our best
not to jump.
Money,
Money,
money, money,
ass,
money,
titties,
money,
ass,
money,
titties,
money,
ass,
money,
titties,
money,
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 money.
retirement.